Most people don't remember that Apple had a phone before iPhone. Well, kind of. By the way, since most of my videos are geared towards young people, in mid-May I published my latest book, 12 Life Principles for Your 20s and Early 30s. It's a really good book that I think you should consider. And for those of you who come down on me so hard sometimes and claim I do videos just to sell books, first off, no. And second, Bill Clinton, who I voted for, sticks his little half-inch pee-pee in 14-year-old girls with his friend Jeffrey Epstein, and all of a sudden, I'm the one who's doing something wrong. Are you starting to get it, folks? Anyway, it was called the iTunes phone and was launched 2 years before iPhone. iTunes phone was a collaboration with Motorola, which at the time was probably making the best consumer phones, such as the super popular and very successful Razr. The official name of the phone was called the Motorola Rocker, the very first phone with iTunes built in. Oddly enough, it was plagued with certain features, or lack of, that you'd think Steve Jobs would have never approved. The iTunes phone was capable of holding 100 songs, as opposed to the famous 1,000 songs in your pocket that even the original iPod had. And one of the most obvious things, Apple doing a product where they weren't responsible for both the hardware and software? Well, yes. To further complicate things, the Motorola Rocker phone with built-in iTunes was announced during the very same product presentation where iPod Nano was first launched, which seemed to give the market a mixed message as to whether this new iTunes phone was even really all that important. Steve Jobs, known for usually giving flawless product presentations filled with glitz and glamour, couldn't get the iTunes phone to go back to the song he was playing, saying, quote, "It was supposed to resume my music right back to where it was. I hit the wrong button. But you can resume your music right back to where it was if you hit the right button." The iTunes phone / Motorola Rocker 1, whichever you prefer to call it, was hastily put together during the time when Apple executives finally convinced Steve to do a phone, but the company was failing internally on how to actually make it and what direction to take. If it looks like a really bad compromise between an iPhone and an iPod Shuffle, that's because it was. Sometimes the best marketers and best companies make the most glorious mistakes. So send me your comments and questions, and each week you'll get a chance to win a copy of one of my books, your choice, either my book on presentation skills or business writing skills.